Hello, it's Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how I put together these cute little bird boxes. They're actually candle holders. Let's see. I have 4 little of these shortened tea light candles. These are unscented candles that I got from Hobby Lobby, and 4 of them will fit in this little box. And look at how cute these little embellishments are. Well, these are actually an alternative project from that I'm doing from the Seriously the Best project kit. Now here is the project kit. It comes in this gorgeous box here. I love that little knob closure here. It's got a little rubber band on it. And inside you have enough embellishments and cards and envelopes and twine and everything to make 16 cards. And these are the cards that you can make with them. Look how beautiful. Whenever I get a new kit, I always like at least put one of the cards together. Then I look at the kit and I think, well, what else can I do with this? But this kit is not all inclusive. I just wanted to let you know that. You get everything to make the cards, except you have to provide your own ink. And if you want to make them just like the pictures, you will need to also purchase the Seriously the Best stamp set. And this really does work really well with this kit. So the project kit is going to be available January 3rd. This is from the new Mini 2020 catalog. Okay, so like I say, I'm making an alternative project here, and I'm using everything that's in the kit plus a stamp from the stamp set to make these little cute little boxes. Now they measure 3 inches by, I believe that's 1 1/4. Let me measure that again because I didn't write it down. Oh, it's 1 3/4. It's 1 1/4 inch tall, and it's 3 inches wide. Okay, that's it. And look how cute. All of these embellishments that I put on here come from that kit. So let's do something different. We're going to set those aside, and I'm going to bring out a card base. Now these card bases are nice and thick, and probably not as thick as our thick Whisper White, but they're thick enough for this type of box. And I like that there's just design on the one side. They're completely blank in the inside, and they're one color on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my trimmer, and I'm going to cut this in half at the 4 1/4 mark. So I am going to start like this and go 4 1/4 here. All right, and cut that in half. But what I'm going to do with this here, just making sure that it is also 4 1/4, I'm going to bring it over to the 4 1/4 inch mark. And if it's a little bit off, it's going to tell me, and I'll be able to trim just a little bit of it off. Just a very, very slight, just to make sure that this is nice and even. There we go. Now let's work on our bottom first, and then we'll work on our top. And what you're going to do is bring out your Simply Scored scoring tool. And take this bottom piece here, and you're going to score this on all 4 sides at 1 1/4 inch. Okay, all 4 sides, 1 1/4 inch. Okay, and then the next thing you're going to do is take the top part, and you're going to score this, and I'm just going to scoot it over just ever so slightly, just so that this top part is a little bit bigger. It's gonna fit over the box a little bit more. It'll be snug, but it'll be a little bit more perfect if I just move this over very, very slightly, like not even a 32nd of an inch. So I'm going to score this at 5/8 and 1 1/4. I'm going to turn it, scoot it over just ever so slightly, 5/8 and 1 1/4, and you're going to do that on all 4 sides. And now we are done with our Simply Scored scoring tool. Isn't that a cool pattern? I like that. Okay, so we're going to start with the bottom. Bottom is the real easy part. Take your paper snips, and you're going to cut up on this side here just so that this part here is straight, and you try to cut on the, you know, just right at the score line there. And I'm just going to go ahead and wedge a little bit. So we've got this little wedge part here. Okay, and then I'm going to wedge here too. All right, and we're going to do the same. We're going to just give this a little wedge on here, right here, and cut this off here at the tip, so I don't leave any frayed paper, because this is a white core paper. The color is not through and through. I'm just going to do the same on this side. Make sure you wedge in and snip off that wedge right there. And wedge in a little bit on this side too. That's going to make the box lay a lot nicer when you do the wedging. And wedging on this side. Okay, and now I'm going to cut about maybe 1/3 of these outer flaps off. Just 1/3. And that's so when I fold this in, these don't overlap and make the end bulky. See how that's going to be like that. Okay, so just cut off about 1/3. There we go. You know what I didn't do is fold and burnish the score lines, but I can do that right now. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna take my bone folder and do that. Okay, so now let's put this box together. I'm gonna bring out my silicone craft sheet and bring out some tear and tape. And we're gonna bring out my little wooden block to help me tear. And I am going to just put tear and tape right there, just this side of the score line. And we're going to just tear that off and put some on this side here. All right, let's get our, take your pick tool, and we're going to just peel off the back of our tear and tape. Okay, and if there's anything that's sticking out, just fold it in on itself. I do that a lot. Put more tape than I need to. Okay, now we're going to just make a box. You've seen this, me put together boxes like this before. Very easy bottom of the box. Okay, match this top up here and make it nice and smooth. Okay, and there you go. There's our bottom box. And now we're going to work on our top. I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish all of my score lines first. Okay, and now the what I'm going to be removing are these 3 outer squares. But what I'm going to also do is cut up right here on this end, and then I'm going to go wedge in before I cut them off. Okay, and then I'm going to cut here and wedge in. Cut those outer 2 off right there. And then I'm going to cut this one off. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on this side here. I'm cutting straight along that score line here. I'm going to wedge in and cut that off. Okay, let's do a neater job of that. We'll get that later. And then I'm going to wedge in on this side here. And I'm going to cut this completely off here. and then cut this one off. So this is what you're going to have: a long flap in the middle that you can fold, and these two shorter flaps. So let's do the same on the other side. And this is what you should have. And now let's put some tear and tape on our little flaps here. Let me bring this silicone craft sheet in. And we're just going to put it right here by the score line. You can add liquid glue if you'd like. It just takes a little bit longer to dry, but that's going to be perfectly fine. And you could also use snail adhesive, but I want this box to hold together a little bit better. And snail adhesive is a strong adhesive and would probably hold this box okay. But I just want to make sure with this adhesive. Now I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to put just a little bit of tape on the flaps. I'm not going to do it all the way. I'm going to put like maybe an inch of tape excuse me, on all of these flaps here. And that's so that they'll stay closed when I fold them in. Okay, now it's time to take off all of this backer paper on both sides. I'm going to take this off here. Okay, and then we're going to take these off too. Okay, now just like before, I'm going to tuck that in, tuck all the tape that might have gotten on the edges, and I'm just going to fold the box like I did before. And these flaps are going to be hanging out for now, and then I'm going to fold them over later. Putting this box together, very easy, like that. Okay, and now I'm going to put these longer flaps in first. Okay. And then I'll put these shorter flaps. But if you notice, you might need to trim just a little bit off the sides of this if it doesn't seem like it's going to go together perfectly. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to trim just a hair off the sides. Wedge it very, very slightly. Okay. If you see, I just wedged it just a little bit. I'm going to do that on this side too, just so that it lays nicer and it fits better. If yours is fitting good, you won't even need to do this. Okay, so now when I fold it over, it fits nice and perfect, and we are going to put this on the top here, and this should fit nice and snug. See that? Okay, now let's put our candles in there. Okay, and it, like I say, it fits 4, 1, 2 perfectly, 3 and 4. Okay, and we'll put the lid on it, and let's do some decorations on the lid. Very good. All right, now I picked out some decorations from the box, and I've got some vellum leaves going here. Let's see which is the right side. I'm going to put the vellum leaves right there. So I'm going to bring out my silicone craft sheet. Let's see. I think this is the right side here. You can kind of tell just by looking at the edges what's the right side, because it's very light. This has got a very, very light green color to it. I think that's the mint macaron color in here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use some snail adhesive and put some on here for the branch. Okay, and let's see how we are going to do this. We're going to have our bird sitting on the branch like that. So we'll just make the branch like that. And we're going to bring this bird up with some dimensionals. Okay, I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on here, and we'll have the bird go upward. Oh, garbage can here. Okay, we're going to just set the bird right here, like that. And I think I'm going to take this little branch here. It's got a little more color to it. And because I have some adhesive on my silicone craft sheet, I can just pick that up and not have to add any more tape to it. I know, I'm being very frugal. And I'm going to just set that branch right there. And now let's make a tag. This is a this tag is longer than the other two tags that I put on here because I'm going to use a different sentiment from that stamp set. The sentiment that I'm going to be using is "You are seriously the best." That's why the stamp set's called Seriously the Best. And so I am going to use some, let's see, what color should I use? I think I'm going to go ahead and use the terracotta tile to match the lid of this little box. And I probably am going to get my head in the way because I want to make sure I have this nice and centered. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, so, oh, look, I'm getting my hand in here. Yep, I did. So let's put this tag right here on there, and I'm just going to use a couple of the smaller Stampin' Dimensionals, the mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put one right here on the end here. Before I take the backer paper, I just want to kind of measure where I'm going to put the other one. And I'll put the other one here. I think it'll go right there. Oops, wrong way. Okay. And a little bit of snail adhesive right in the middle. So let's take the backer paper off of these little mini dimensionals. Away. You are seriously the best. Isn't that cute? Okay, lining it up right there, and then I think I might want to use a few of these little sequences. You get two different styles, the rounds and the flowers, and you get large rounds and small rounds, and large flowers and small flowers. I'm going to take my take your pick tool, and I'm just going to put about 3. Let me get a big round one here. Put one right there, and then we'll put one big flower right about here. Okay. Isn't that cute? Isn't that a cute little gift to give someone? Using the embellishments and everything else that's left over after just making one card, I'm able to make more. And I can make, 4 boxes of each kind if I wanted to and not make the cards. I mean, it's just up to you how you want to use this, put the green one in the middle, how you want to use this project kit. I just absolutely love this kit. And don't forget, it's going to be available January 3rd. In the new mini catalog. And don't forget, Celebrations is coming up. And now if you're really anxious and don't want to wait to get all of these products from the mini catalog, then you can join my team and become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and get all of these 2020 products, and you can earn the celebration products so you don't have to wait. So aren't these the cutest little boxes? Wouldn't they make the best gifts? Well, I hope that you like this, and I hope that you will try this with your products. Like I say, I hope you try this. I hope I've taught you something, and I hope that you will shop with me if you don't already have a demonstrator of your own. Go to my website at www.geoamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. I hope to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. And all of the supplies are going to be listed in the description of this video. So once again, I'm Jeanette with Geoamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.